Welcome to Detroit Prepping. Zombie! I'm gonna give him heck. I'm glad you stopped by. And Zombie, if you get a chance to hear this, you have already supported me more than you could ever know. Hey Heather, what's going on? What are you up to today? Hey, what's up, Brandon? That was a tough video you made last one, man. I won't say I held it together, but man, that was a tough one. That's our duty. We gotta help our parents. If we don't help our parents, no one will. What'd you do today, Heather, with your parents? Alright, we got Heather, Brandon, maybe Zombie Farmer, and at least my mom or my dad, I'm sure. This is turning out to be another great live chat. Hey, what's going on? Cat, man, you didn't miss a thing. That's for sure. Thanks for stopping through. I appreciate it. I can only imagine what you found in your mom's old school room after you cleaned it out. I bet she had some treasures. Cat, I've been trying to type out a whole email and everything for you. Yeah, it's on its way, Cat. It's going to take me a couple more weeks to finish researching and figuring out. I mean, unless you have every single car you've put up on your channel for sale, then it'll make short time of everything. Alright, I'll tell you what, Cat. I promise to vote for anybody except Biden. Did you hear what he said about poor kids? I mean, he might as well have said colored kids. It was a statement a man of his impeccable record should have never made. Now me, you know, I say stupid shit like that because it's the truth. Well, I know for sure I'll have at least one vote, since I am going to vote for myself. Hey, Redneck Renegade, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by. Well, Kat, sometimes hobbies pay dividends. I'm just saying, there were a couple I'd like to make you an offer on. Or, if I can't make you an offer on them, try to find something close to it and send it off for diddling. Alright, Redneck, all you gotta do is move to District 14. We've got some suburbs we cover, Pontiac, we got some of Grosse Pointe, some mansions. Whatever you'd like to find in District 14, it's available. Kat, I kind of assumed by your last email that I would be somewhat on my own, and though I'd be able to send them to you, I probably wouldn't be able to get any of the ones you bedazzled. So I'm still working on that. In my next email, I'll pretty much just need to know where to send them and put the check in the box, I guess, or cash or whatever in the box. Alright, Redneck, you can move in anytime, man. I got 7 bedrooms here, and only one of them's occupied right now. I am running for Congress, Brandon. I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives, District 14 for Michigan. It's my stand. That's my stand. I've made plenty of videos about what the problems are. I truly believe they can be fixed. In the past 3 months, I've been running 2 TVs with C-SPAN. And for all I hear about how no one cares, there's a lot of people there that do care, and they stand up and say it. And unfortunately, right now, they're being outnumbered by the camera hogs and people like us who don't support people like us. That's out cold, Cat. That's the only one I want so bad. I asked for it. Then you throw a super duper war rig up on the table there. Tease about building it. Alright, maybe I'll find one of those things. I've been looking. The fuel pod's the hard thing to find. Hello, Cheryl. How are you tonight, sister? Thank you for stopping by. So, I don't know if anybody here watched my video yesterday and the day before. That's what they're talking about in the Senate right now. They're talking about what can we do. And now when I say they, I'm speaking about us. And there's some fighters. I mean, for as much as we think we don't have a voice, I have heard and seen with my own eyes the voices we do have. They're just being outnumbered. I mean, it's our lack of putting our money where our mouth is, putting the footwork in, making up the excuse about, oh, they're gonna destroy me, I'm gonna lose my job. I quit my job. I quit my job last week on Friday. Because this is my job now. And I have no other choice. Hey, family compound. What's going on? Yeah, I won't let the people in Congress right now fighting for me be let down by not making an attempt. And however futile my attempt may be, if I don't make the attempt, I feel like I have nothing else to complain about. I have no right to be upset at the people that are out there doing what we don't want them to do. They're putting in the time, they're putting in the footwork. They're not afraid of going to jail. They're not afraid of losing everything. They're not afraid of changing our lives for the worst. There's no way I'm going to be afraid to keep what I have. And there's nothing else that I could say. I mean, I've made 35 videos or in 2 months or whatever about what the problems are, what the solutions to those problems are. I watch it every day on TV. They don't like the law. They seek a public office. And they change the law. Whoever they are. If we are not as great as them, why are we making these videos? Why are we professing to be prepared and smarter and more just and more patriotic? And we won't even fill out the paperwork. We won't even take the risk. We won't even support one another to do everything we say we should do. Hey, Forge and Woodcraft, what's going on, man? I heard how they did you. I used to always say, I've never had any of my subscribers deleted or the notification not go out, but you've attested to the fact that it happens. It did happen to you. So for the thumbnail, I put my planned campaign shirts. If anybody like to look them over, leave their opinion in the comments for this live stream. I'm gonna make sure to check them out, and everyone that wants one, I'll send it to you. Yes, sir, I did miss your question. I got to babbling. If MOD is the name of the place, no, we don't. If MOD is an acronym for the name of the place, it still doesn't ring a bell. You'll have to forgive me, Kat. I've opened up the champagnes of beer today. Celebrate my new life, my new work. Forge, is that for me? Oh, well, we don't have a MOD, but we've got a, I think it's called CC's, but by no means is it gourmet. um, did I find out any info? If you're talking about as far as me running for the seat in Congress, I have found all the information. I have registered with the FEC. I have obtained a EIN. I have opened a bank account. That kind of info, Forge, I'm in. I don't know if you were here when I said I've quit my job. I am pursuing this with all the time I have available to me in a day. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. I definitely know it's worth the effort, regardless of the outcome. I was telling everybody earlier, Forge, that I've been watching C-SPAN as a job now for 3 to 4 months, and I used to watch it sporadically before that, but everything we talk about in these videos, everything we say needs to change. There's people sitting in those seats right now today saying the same thing we're saying. They're just being outnumbered. They're being outnumbered by, well, everyone knows who they're being outnumbered by. So if all of us like-minded people aren't willing to stand up and take those seats back, let our ideas be heard, then all this YouTube and thumbs up chats and it's for naught, because they'll take it away from us soon enough. They'll take away anything from us we let them. I'll tell you what, Forge, everywhere in America needs people with open minds. Cat, I hope you don't eat at CC's, man. I went there with my cousin, and I won't be going back. Thank you, Cheryl. It's the next step. What are we waiting for? We watch it on the nightly news. That's all we hear about. We don't have that same power. We don't have that same support for each other. I'll find out whether we do or don't. Alright, Kat, I hope you didn't pull in with no CC's. I appreciate you stopping by, man, and I'll keep working on that email to send you. Thanks for everything. Central Florida, what's going on, man? They canned you this morning, man, as soon as you broke out the guitar. Ooh, man, what's going on? Glad to see you. As a matter of fact, just the man I'm going to have to call later on if I can get a hold of you. It's good to see you too, Florida. Well, I can't speak for anyone else, Cheryl, but I've watched all the videos. I've prepped all the buckets up to the ceiling. I've rotated everything else. I'm ready for whatever. Now I got to try to make a change. Ooh, man, you're absolutely wrong. I most definitely want to hear about your day. Yes, he has done a great job. So, a little bit of what I did today, if anybody cares. Filled out all my paperwork for the FEC. Went on to the IRS website. Got an EIN. And then the fun began. So I had made arrangements to go to the bank and open an account for a political campaign. When I got there, they had all the paper laid out and everything else, and the guy was really helpful, so he thought. And then we get to the point where he doesn't know what's going on. And it's not a problem that he didn't know what's going on. It's a problem that I didn't know what was going on. And I let this man send me all across town for papers that I never needed. And then I got the t-shirt graphic together there. Hope everybody checks it out. And like I said, leave a comment. Changes, likes, dislikes, colors. And now I'm in the process of gaining 300 signatures so that my name may appear on the ballot. I went to the Wayne County Election Office, talked with some of the people there, which were fabulous. They gave me sample signature papers. They gave me an actual map of my district. They gave me resources that I could use to help grow my campaign. And I'm sure none of them will watch this, but thank you for all the help you gave me today. And I finished with the meatloaf dinner, and man, do I got a whole bunch of paperwork to do and file and send and e-sign, and it's absolutely a job, and I doubt it'll be a 9-to-5 job. I hope it will too, man. I'll make sure I send over everything to you I can. I have some graphics and stuff like that. I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you or pay you, but let me attempt to thank you for all you've done for me thus far and all you do for everyone on the R Syndicate. Alright, Heather, I hope you have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by. So, anybody here know what I'm doing? Anybody have any experience or contacts? Maybe not in my area, but maybe you could put me in contact with. I definitely need all the support I can get, and hopefully I started this early enough. There's an incumbent, a Democrat. I dare not speak her name. And I've got a tough district. My district consists of some of the worst parts of Detroit, the nicest parts of Grosse Pointe, Grosse Pointe Woods, Grosse Pointe Hills, Grosse Pointe Island, Grosse Pointe Mega Mansions. It includes some of the northern suburbs. Half of those northern suburbs of Detroit are middle class and above. Some of those in my district are middle class and below, still suburbs. And probably one of the, and it's the capital of Oakland County, it's Pontiac, Michigan, is a very large part of my district. And due to the economy in Michigan, I mean, Pontiac maybe was never an affluent city, neighborhood, but it has suffered almost as hard as Detroit has. And the only saving grace is that it is in the richest county in Michigan. And it is the capital of the richest county in Michigan. So I'll be spending some time in Pontiac. Alright, ooh man, I'm gonna hold you to that, man. It's a big bill I got running with you. Ooh man, I don't know if you checked out the video I did yesterday. I talked about a congressman, Adam Kinzinger. I don't know if you can go and maybe check out some of the news interviews he did. He did one on Fox, and I'll tell you what, as much as we say there aren't like-minded people in the halls of Congress, these last 2 or 3 months have changed my mind. Fortunately, I believe at this point there are more like-minded people than us in Congress, but they're under attack. They're under attack by, I mean, we know who they're under attack by. I mean, if some bartender chick can get $2.3 million in donations and one of us can only get a $10 donation, where do we really stand? What is our complaint? What is our argument? Oh man, I hope you don't register as a Democrat. I'm running as an independent. There's some interesting facts about running as an independent. Now, if you run as a Democrat or a Republican, you need 1,000 signatures in your district. If you run as an independent, without the two-party system financing and managing your campaign, you need 3,000 signatures. And they recommend you turn in 6,000. So, I know these aren't problems that can be fixed outside of the Michigan legislature, but they are problems that need to be fixed within the Michigan legislature. Talk about unfair. The little guy needs 3 times as much to win. Well, I'm the little guy, and if I don't have 3 times as much support as the people we're screaming and yelling are fucking driving us to shit hit the fan Teowaki style, then I don't know what else to say. It's a it's a sad world we're putting ourselves in. Just in time. What's going on, Will? It's good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. I was just ranting and I was bitching and complaining, Will. Well, I don't know if you heard the news. I'm gonna run for a seat. I shouldn't say I'm going to. I am running for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, District 14 from Michigan. It's official. It is legalized on paperwork, and we'll see how it goes. It's good seeing you too, Will. I hope everything's going good. Alright, Forge. I will absolutely do so, and I'm sure that'll pretty much be the topic of all my videos from this point forward. Thanks, Will, for the congratulations. It's my duty. It's not anything more than what I have to do for all the change I want to see, for all the change I know can happen without the world going to hell. And when I say the world, I mean our 10 square miles. I hope more people decide to join me in this. I mean, I won't say it was easy quitting my job. I won't say I know exactly how this is all going to work out for me in the end. But if we don't make the effort, I'm starting to think we don't have anything else to complain about. And I don't want to see what happens when we stop complaining. I think that may be copyrighted. I have to check with Trump and see if I can use that. So, Will, just in time, I was asking if anybody here knew any resources, contacts that they'd be able to put me in touch with as I pursue this. It would be greatly appreciated. My email is detroitprepping@gmail.com. It's in the About Me section. Any help is greatly appreciated. Any support, I can't thank you enough for. I don't know, Cheryl, the way we're going to come through that front door. That's awesome, Will. I mean, I don't know if you'd be willing to put me in any form of contact with them. I'd love to make contact with them if it's possible. Now, is the person you're referring to, Will, is he running for the state Congress or is he running for the U.S. Congress? Well, I'll tell you, Will, from the hours and hours and days and weeks and months and more than 2 months worth of C-SPAN I've been watching, there's a lot of just regular folks, and if we let them lose their grip, we'll never be able to regain a grip. And believe me, they're under attack. They're under attack for the craziest things I've ever heard, I've ever seen, discussed in open forum. I mean, we know what the problems are. If we're not willing to act now, there'll be nothing to complain about later. There'll be nothing to complain about tomorrow if we don't act now. I'll tell you what, Will, only we the people can take back what is ours, because them people are systematically destroying this republic, and once it's gone, it will never be rebuilt. Once this experiment is over, it will be the last of its kind to ever see the face of this earth. Shura, I'm telling you, everything you've done for me is greatly appreciated. You have shown me support from day one, and I couldn't imagine what more you could do for me. You said it, Ooh, man. You said it. Now, I've been researching and trying to find out how laws are repealed. And much like the 3,000 signatures I need as an independent compared to the 1,000 signatures you would need as a Democrat or Republican, the mechanisms they have put in place to repeal laws is so cumbersome and non-functional that once that law is made, it would take an act of God to repeal it. But that's just one thing I've heard congressmen and women speak about. I know like-minded people are in Congress today, and if we cannot reinforce their numbers, everything we talked about will happen. Absolutely, if we let it. I'm sure you're gonna make me cry here on live chat. Well, You've supported me since I've known you, so thank you. I can't tell you how much that means to me and how much I appreciate it. Yeah, ooh man, it's you know, I mean, they founded this great country on a piece of parchment, a couple extra pieces. And now when we introduce a bill to buy light bulbs, it's this thick. I mean, come on. You're telling me on a sheet of paper with today's printing technologies, we can't put a law? We can't put a resolution? Everything has to be this big? This big? I've seen it that big. I've seen it that big stacked up 3, 4, 5 wide. This is a joke. And the people that are standing there saying it's a joke don't have enough voices to drown out the joke. That's the bottom line. The system is not lost. The system is working perfectly. The problem is we are not using the system. We are complaining about the system. We are preparing for the system to not work anymore. Most people I hear have given up on the system. And that's why they are seizing control of the system. Paul Meadow, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm running for office. I'm signing up to do my duty. There's no more preparing I want to do for the end of it all. All my focus and attention right now is saving it from being destroyed. And believe me, they're trying faster and faster every day to destroy it, so alright, ooh man. We're like right there on the laws. And I'm not talking about a piece of paper front and back. the bottom should be for the required signature, so you know it's the system we have let be put in place. And it's never going to be easier to fight than it is today. What's up, zombie? I'm glad you made it back. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to family members right now that are unemployed and actually live in my district. I got a lot of work ahead of me, but that's my job now. Like I said, I have quit my 9 to 5. I have nothing else to do but win this election. That's the bottom line. You said it, redneck. It'll never be easier tomorrow than it is today. So that's my commitment. That's what I'm doing. to stand up for my rights, our rights. That's what I'm doing, to stand up for my republic, our republic. And I'm not going to sit on a video or on my couch or wherever else complaining anymore about what they are doing to us. It's my time to attempt to fix this great republic. And if not fix it, at least inspire more people to help me fix it. I'm going to try to give them Heck Zombie. I'm Palmetto, the incumbent, is a female Democrat. I won't speak her name. My views differ from hers so drastically that's all I'll say about it. I'm with you, man. I mean, like I said, if nothing else, I know I have one vote. Redneck, you must have watched my video, man. Be the change. Be the change. I'm running with an eye. Palmetto, I know you weren't here earlier. I went over it briefly, but to summarize for you, Palmetto, there's 3 choices when you decide to run. And the first choice is obviously Democrat, the second is Republican, and the third is Independent. Now, if you decide to run as a Democrat or a Republican, you simply need 1,000 signatures to have your name placed on the ballot. If you run as an Independent, you need 3,000 votes, or 3,000 signatures to have your name placed on the ballot. Seems pretty unfair to me. I know that's a Michigan election law, so that's something I have to take up with my Michigan representatives. But if 3,000 is the goal, the bar, that's my job for the next 18 months. I've quit my job. This is my full-time pursuit, and win or fail, I will have something to complain about from this point forward. They might kick me out of the hall if I ask that question, oh man. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that for, well, years on YouTube about the rigged system. I haven't done much research, only because I found out exactly today what the signature requirements were to have my name placed on the ballot in Michigan. But how the underdog could need 3 times as many signatures as the apparatus reeks of some form of unconstitutionality, if that's even a word. You know, I thought about that, redneck, but I haven't invested the time and the effort to take sides, be a part of a system I disagree with. Partisanship is the end of this republic. It's not a democracy if you only have 2 choices. And for me to participate in that system goes against everything I'm trying to stand for. Everybody should be scared of the underdog. Because even the underdog wins sometimes. Well, I'll tell you what. It's the battle I'm prepared for. I go on here and make videos, Detroit prep, and I'm ready for anything. Here's my stand for everybody to see. How much support I get, I'll be the first to know. But as I've stated, this is my job now. This is my pursuit. When I wake up Monday morning after getting married on Sunday, I will be walking down the street getting signatures that I need. I can't expect anybody to do this for me. All I can ask is that everybody who's able to will support me in this and encourage other people to follow suit. I mean, this is all for nothing if all we're going to do is make videos about how fucked up everything is. We know why it is. We watch them go through a whole campaign cycle, and they get the donations and they get the money and the support they need, and people show up in the 10s, 50s, dozens, bang on doors, get signatures. I ran into these people. You know who they're out there marching and stomping for? They're marching and stomping for the same people that we're sitting here complaining about. So, it's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation, but I'll no longer just make videos about how bad things are. If they abolished the political parties, it would be a lot easier. It's an unfair and unjust system. There it is in black and white. If you're with those guys, you only need 1,000 signatures. If you're with them guys, you only need 1,000 signatures. If you represent the people independently, you need 3 times the signatures. You need 3,000 signatures. And they recommend I bring 6,000. because they will eliminate some of the signatures that I bring them. It's one of the things that we know are obstacles and we know how to overcome them. But we just sit and complain about how hard it is, how unfair it is. Life's not fair. Believe me, if life was fair, I'd be a millionaire on an island right now. But we have to participate. If we don't participate in an unjust system, we'll never be able to make it a just system. What's up, 307? Thanks for stopping by, man. I hope so. I think she's been elected 8 months now, 9 months now, and hell, I'm sure she's on her way to being a millionaire. What's up, Modern Refugee? What's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the simple fact that while they're sipping their lattes, they're willing to swipe $20, $10, whatever, and get their friend sitting next to them to do the same thing. And I understand where all of us are financially. But if you're going to invest in anything, I mean, I am not a rich man by any stretch of the imagination. But I always find $30, $40 to donate to somebody for their cause. And sometimes I may only have $10 to donate to their cause. But I can't say I agree with you. I can't say you're telling the truth. I can't say I stand with you if I can't put my money where my mouth is. We all know everything in this world costs money. The cable costs money. The tax collector costs money. The cop that pulls you over and gives you 3 tickets when he really could have just given you a warning costs you. But if we don't find the reason to spend our money on fixing this great republic, then we're going to be where we're at right now. And it's going to get worse because for all the college loans and debts and everything they got, they find the money to support the people that are going to do the radicalest shit possible, because that's what they talked about in their coffee circle or their drum circle or whatever kind of circle they sit and decide that this is what they're going to do, this is who they're going to support. And it seems to work for them. Trail. You've supported me more, more than I could ever thank you for. If I spent the next half hour on this video thanking you, I couldn't thank you enough. Oh, modern refugee, the troubles we face. Well, I'll tell you what, Palmetto, I want the First Amendment to mean something again. I just sat and watched Senate hearings for 3 hours about how YouTube and Google and everybody else, Facebook, decides what free speech is. And though I enjoy their platforms, there's a serious problem when they can decide who has a voice and who doesn't. That's right, 307. It's a federal crime. Just like it was a federal crime, I'm sure, for that guy to stand in the path of my mailman and make him ask for permission. You probably are a mean modern refugee, but at least you got your mailbox fixed. That's right. Well, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better, modern. What's up, Hiki? How's your day today, man? I see you teased us the other day with that video. You might be right about that, ooh, man. Man, there was lots of mountains and I'll tell you what. I appreciate the convenience of social media. I appreciate the ability to seek out the information I'd like to seek out. But what they're doing to censor voices, it's criminal. It's criminal any way you look at it. And I don't have the answer or the solution to the problem. But it's a bad problem to have, and if we don't jump on fixing it, there'll be no turning back from where we end up. Slippin' Freedoms. Thanks for stopping by. Nope. I've never thought about moving. I'm a Detroit resident, and I I would rather fix where I live than move somewhere else. Now that's a good one. I'll tell you what. The product is not free. The product is charged all kinds of little stuff for add-ons. I guess you can get a free ride on that. YouTube, Facebook. But I mean, they have services that cost. Facebook has services that cost. I guess you mean free in the sense that we freely give them our information to sell to. You're right about that, 307. Hickey, you know Roger Henderson's me. I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives. I'm in District 14 for Michigan. So I'm going to run for the District 14 seat. What's up, outdoors? I'm Roger, if you minus the D. What's up, Hawaii Volcano Squad? Yeah, Palmetto, they definitely tried to manipulate me all day. What I've noticed about their manipulation, though, is that it's usually a day late, because when I buy something on Amazon, that's what they try to sell me the next week and a half. They probably need to work on that. Oh, I can only imagine the reason all those cops were in there. I'm sure we'll hear about it soon enough, if there was a reason. I can't imagine that slipping. Well, Modern, I'm gonna pursue a seat in the House for now. I'm gonna see how this goes. It's a much higher hurdle to get a Senate seat. It's definitely in my future if my pursuit goes well. Heike, I'm in District 14. That includes half of downtown Detroit, Grosse Pointe, Grosse Pointe Woods, Grosse Pointe Hills, Grosse Pointe Island, some northern suburbs, Farmington Hills, Oak Park. It includes a very large portion of Pontiac. It's a pretty big district, and it's got some of the richest people and some of the poorest people. Hey Ryan, what's going on, man? It's expensive to seek any seat. We were talking earlier about how these newcomers who've never ran for a public office before end up with a $7-8 million war chest. No, sir, Hawaii. I'm running for the U.S. Senate. I'm not running for the U.S. Senate. I'm running for the U.S. Congress. But yes, we were talking about the U.S. Senate. I don't think there's a District 16, Heike. I believe there's 14 districts in Michigan right now. Alright, Modern Refugee, I'm going to be coming back to you in 4 years. I've never heard of it. Butter runs. I'm sure I will, 307. Quarter Hubert. It's good to hear, Ryan, man. I'm doing great. I decided to run for the U.S. House of Representatives, District 14 of Michigan. Well, I'm sure they don't even see me coming. Palmetto, 10%. I'll be happy if I get 3,000 signatures to get my name on the ballot. If I don't, it would be a write-in candidacy, and I'm sure that'll be even tougher. Everybody likes to add a D to my name for some strange reason. They'll love that. Hey Midwest, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. I was just telling everybody, Midwest, I'm running for a seat in the House of Representatives, District 14 of Michigan. Hawaii, the ballot requirements. I talked about that earlier and how unfair it is, and I'd love to talk about it again. If you run as a Democrat or a Republican, the requirements are that you need 1,000 signatures in your district. If you are an independent, you need 3,000 signatures in your district, and they recommend you bring 6,000 because they will eliminate some of your signatures. I mean, hey, that sounds pretty fair to me. The underdog needs 3 times as many signatures to get his name on the ballot. Well, I'm willing to work 3 times as hard, so I should be on my way. Well, I'll tell you what, Slippin' Freedoms, I'm not that smart. I don't understand those kind of remarks made to me. Well, now, Midwest, is that a clinical diagnosis or is that a term of endearment? Alright, Hiki, I'm gonna contact you. We got a lot of stuff to do. First, we need to unleash some fire, and then after that, I think me and you can definitely sit down and figure that out together. I would appreciate any help you could give me, sir. Yes, they do, Hawaii. Well, I'll tell you what, Palmetto, I'm not going to shave. I'm not going to hide who I am from anyone. If all the like-minded people we interact with every day on YouTube and are on YouTube and don't interact with us are gonna vote for my beard, well then I'm truly mistaken about the people who surround me. That's right, Hawaii. Tactical beard. I'm sure somebody will be upset. Alright, Hiki, when you touch down, we'll have to get together if it's possible. Palmetto, I don't think that, man. I'm a voter, and I've never looked at a candidate and said, man, that guy's fucking ugly. Man, that guy's got a beard. Man, that chick's hair is nice. I'm a voter, so I won't group all voters into that. Alright, Hawaii, if that's a requirement, I'm sure my wife will appreciate that being a a requirement for me to seek office. Alright, Hiki, I might have to use that, man. Our first commercial. Hawaii, yes there is. If you get some time, spend it on C-SPAN. For the last 2 or 3 months, that's where I've been spending all the time that I can. I'm running 2 TVs with C-SPAN 1 and 2 on. And like I was saying earlier in the live, there's a tremendous amount of like-minded people in Congress, in the Senate, The problem is they're being overtaken by them. I mean, I listen to hours and hours and hours of congressmen explaining how stupid this is, how ridiculous this is, how this will never get support, how this will never, never, never. And they're just being outnumbered. They're being outnumbered because of our lack of engagement. They're being outnumbered because we're not making the effort to join them and support them. What's up, Anna? That's just... That's what you married her for, Hiki. Somebody's got to boss you around. Well, I'll tell you what, Slipping. For all the theater we see, there is plenty of non-actors in it. And they don't get the camera time. They don't get to speak on Fox News. They don't get to speak on MSNBC. They don't get to speak on CNN. I mean, if you watch the hearings, it's not edited, it's not scripted out, and I'd like to think I know bullshit when I hear it. And though I hear it often, it's not all I hear out of our politicians. Alright, Cheryl, I'll see you soon. Thanks for that news story the other day. What's up, ET Preppin'? Unfortunately, Volcano, I'm sure a lot of people watch CNN. Oh, I don't know, Anna. Chewing gum at the same time? Alright, Brandon, I appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me. You know, I don't spend much time watching any of the news channels anymore. Most of my time is spent stuck on C-SPAN, trying to figure out what the hell's going on and who would be possible to work with. Yeah. Well, Palmetto, I would definitely support my brothers on any campaigns they decided to start. It's that's the reason we're in the situation we're in, because they're doing what we should be doing. We know what the problems are. We know how to fix them. We know how they're being destroyed. So we definitely know how to fix them. This is my time to fix something. This is not my time to complain about what's wrong. We all know what's wrong. We all know the solutions to the problems. If we're not willing to do it, what do we have to complain about? All right, Palmetto. I will absolutely keep you posted, Freedoms. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by the chat, leaving thumbs up. Hawaii, I'm going to make a video about that. Make sure you check it out. I hope everyone enjoyed this. I enjoyed this. I hope everyone will come back to my channel in Hawaii. I'll definitely be putting that video up for you. And I hope everyone had a good day. Thanks for stopping.